Hey everybody, welcome back to another lesson with me, Melissa. Today we are looking at the future tense and we're going to talk about present continuous, going to, and will. Before we get started, don't forget to click subscribe so that you don't miss any of the lessons. All right, let's get started. Okay guys, we're going to start with talking about how we use the present continuous when we speak about events in the future. And I know when you probably started learning English, you were told that we use the present continuous to talk about events that are happening in the moment of speaking. And this is very true. But we can also use it when we talk about events in the future. So in what circumstances do we use the present continuous for future events? Well, we use it when we talk about plans or arrangements that we've made for the future. And I know what you're thinking. Melissa, we're supposed to use going to for future arrangements. And yes, this is true. Very often we can use going to and present continuous interchangeably when we speak about the future. But there are some instances when they are very different. So let's break it down. First, let's take a look at the present continuous. Now, the structure for present continuous is subject plus the verb to be plus our main verb and ing. For example, tomorrow I am having lunch with my friends. Negative, tomorrow I am not having lunch with my friends. And don't forget to abbreviate our phrases, right? So tomorrow I'm having lunch with my friends. Tomorrow I'm not having lunch with my friends. And it's usually important that we add a timestamp when we're using the present continuous for the future. Because if I were to just say, I'm having lunch with my friends, then we're not sure if it's actually in the moment or if it's in the future. So a timestamp would be anything like tomorrow, next week, later today, next year, etc., etc. So we would also use a timestamp when we're asking a question in the present continuous referring to the future. For example, what are you doing next weekend? What are you doing next weekend? And my response could be, I'm not doing anything special, and I don't have to repeat next weekend in my response because it was already said in the question. So, what are you doing next weekend? I'm not doing anything special. Let's look at a few more examples of the present continuous for the future. Next week, I'm flying to London. I have planned this. I've booked the flight. It's written in my calendar. I'm flying to London next week. They're hosting a Christmas party this year. It's a plan. Maybe I've already gotten the invitation, so I can use the present continuous. It's written in my calendar. They're hosting the Christmas party this year. Another example could be, we're not taking a vacation this summer. We're staying home. We're not taking a vacation this summer. We're staying home. I have already organized it. I know I'm not taking a vacation. Okay, let's take a look at going to. And before we start, let's refresh our memories on how to create a phrase using going to. So we have our subject plus our verb to be plus going to, and then our main verb in the infinitive form. We're going to take a trip to Singapore. They aren't going to have a meeting on Friday. When are you going to start your English lessons? So let's look at the slight differences between going to and present continuous. When we're using the present continuous, we are focusing more on the fact that we have planned the event, we have arranged it, and it is quite sure that that will happen. So it's written on my calendar, as I said before. And when we use going to, we're usually focusing more on the intention of the future activity, or we have made a decision to do that in the future, but perhaps we have not fixed a specific date or specific time for that event to happen. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So for example, if I say, I'm getting a dog next week, you can see that I have made the arrangement, I've planned it, and it's a sure thing. I'm getting a dog next week. But if I say, I'm going to get a dog, I'm going to get a dog, it may not be that I have pinpointed exactly when I am going to get the dog, but I have made the decision to get a dog. So I'm getting a dog next week, or I'm going to get a dog. Do you see the difference? Here's another example. I'm starting my English lessons next Friday. I'm starting my English lessons next Friday. So I know exactly when I'm starting, it's organized, it's prepared. If I say, I'm going to start English lessons, I'm going to start English lessons, I'm focusing more on the intention or the decision that I have made for this future event. So I said in the beginning that often we can use going to and the present continuous interchangeably. For example, I'm going to have dinner with my friends tonight, or I'm having dinner with my friends tonight. Those are equally grammatically correct, and you can use either or. Another reason we use going to for the future is when we are making predictions, and it's usually based on evidence that we can see. So when we're talking about the weather, for example, the weatherman says it's going to rain tomorrow. It's going to rain tomorrow. He's basing that on the evidence that he can see. We can't say it's raining tomorrow. We have to say it's going to rain tomorrow because it is definitely not a sure thing. You cannot 100% say it's raining tomorrow. So you must make it as a prediction. It's going to rain tomorrow based on what I see today. Let me give you another example. If I say, she's going to pass her driver's exam tomorrow. I've seen her drive. So she's going to pass her driver's exam tomorrow. I'm saying that because I have seen her drive. She's a great driver. So I'm making that prediction. She's going to pass. But I cannot say she's passing her exam tomorrow because it is a prediction. I cannot be 100% sure that she is passing her exam tomorrow. It's not a scheduled event. I have to say, she's going to pass her exam tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that she's going to pass her exam tomorrow. Okay guys, it's time to take a look at when we use will for the future. And we have two options. We use it first when we are making a decision in the moment of speaking, or we can also use it when we're using words like probably, maybe, I think, perhaps. If these words are in our phrase and we're speaking about the future, we're going to use the word will. Let's take a look at a couple of mini conversations. So, person A says, I don't know if I can make it to the party tomorrow. My car is getting repaired. And person B says, oh, don't worry, I'll drive you. Don't worry, I'll drive you. So person B has made a decision in the moment of speaking. I'll drive you. Let's look at another one. Person A says, what do you think about this idea? And person B says, I don't know. I need to think about it. I'll call you tomorrow. So you see, person B is making the decision in the moment of speaking. I'll call you tomorrow. We also use it when, for example, we're at the restaurant and you're looking at the menu and you don't know what you want to order, and the waiter comes around and says, what will you have? And you're saying, oh, I don't know. And then you make a decision, okay, I'll have the fish. I made the decision in that very moment. I'll have the fish. Okay, our second reason for using will is when we're using words like probably, maybe, I think, perhaps. So let's take a look at some examples. Maybe I'll go to the city on Sunday. Maybe I'll go to the city on Sunday. It's not a for sure thing. I'm just thinking about it. Maybe I'll go. Now let's look at a negative phrase. She probably won't attend the meeting tomorrow. She probably won't attend the meeting tomorrow. So let's recap for a second. We use the present continuous when we are talking about a plan or an arrangement for the future. We use going to when we're more focused on a decision that we have made or an intention to do something in the future. And we use will when we are making a decision in the moment of speaking, or when we're using words like perhaps, maybe, I think, probably. Okay guys, it's time for a mini quiz. Let's see how much you have learned. You're going to look at the situation and decide which phrase should be used for that situation. Good luck! Okay, everybody, that's it for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful for you. I'll see you next time. Bye.